so many empaths that I know are creating an identity that is actively working against them. They are attached to its negative stigma of seeing it as a curse more so than a blessing. The reality is that being an empath is a tremendous gift that should grant us more freedom, more ease, more joy, more bliss. It should not impair our lives. It should enhance our lives. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. My name is Phoenix. In today's video, we're going to explore 3 dangerous assumptions that all super empaths have overcome in order to stop absorbing negative energy. So let's get right into it. The first and most common assumption is that empaths just naturally attract energy everywhere they go. Positive energy, negative energy, neutral energy, and it's just passing through and we're just taking it all on like sponges, right? And that we need to somehow protect ourselves, we need to defend ourselves, we need to shield, we need to create this bubble around us in order to keep the negative energy out. Otherwise, we're screwed, right? Well, that's not a very fun way to exist, especially when you realize that what we are essentially doing is creating resistance. When we think about the need to protect, to shield, it's creating an aversion. And what we resist persists. And the reality is that we are all energy beings. Everything is energy. There's constantly energy passing through us. And the question is, what is sticking? What is it that we're holding on to? And how is that determined? Is it just some stroke of luck, just because we're special and unique, that it just sort of lodges itself in there? Or do we have a say in it? We have complete control. Our minds determine what it is that sticks with us. And we need to we actively create filters that only absorb positive energy. And we do this in the mind. It's not some fancy mudra. It's not some fancy mantra. It's not anything special outside of us. It is the determination that I am a pristine, positive being. I have this life force energy passing through me. I am here to do good. I am here to be of service. And I trust that the universe is going to give me all of the positive energy that I need. And it's going to give me the resources to turn away from the negative energy so that it simply passes right through me. The second dangerous assumption that empaths often make is that we just naturally attract negative, toxic, narcissistic people into our lives because we're so pure, because we have so much to give, right? Wrong. 9 out of 10 people, you could say, are either positive or neutral. They're not thinking anything negative towards you whatsoever. In fact, most people are so absorbed in themselves, they don't have time to think about you. And so what can we do? Well, when you do encounter someone that appears to be toxic, if you've cultivated a level of pristine positivity where you can feel the life force actively streaming through you, where you have developed yourself to where you know who you are, this energy is not going to even come near you. You may encounter it physically. You may be in a haunted house or around a person who is possessed by multiple entities, but it won't touch you. It won't faze you in the slightest. Why? Because through the process of that inner cultivation, that refinement, you've meditated, you've developed your gifts to where you start to attract angelic beings. You start to attract celestial energies. You start to attract spirits that want to help you, to serve you so that you can carry out your earthly divine mission. And this brings us to the third and final assumption that empaths make, that the outer circumstances are somehow even more important than they are for quote unquote normal person, when this can't be farther from the truth. It's as if this underlying sensitivity that we have taken on, maybe it was your parents when they were young and they said, you know, he's just really sensitive to light. I have a friend and she can't stand light pollution, she calls it. She calls it pollution, of course. There's already a negative connotation with it. and she doesn't want to live where there's street lights. Well, most places have street lights, and she can't stand the noise of the traffic outside her window, and so she uses these white noise generators. And I remember driving her home one night, and we were driving down a country road, and there were no lights overhead, just my headlights, and she couldn't stand it. She made me turn my headlights off and turn my fog lights on, and I could not see 10 feet in front of me. And I thought, how limiting this is. And the reality is that we could live on top of a swamp and be perfectly blissful and at ease all the time if we decided to. There's no need to live miles away from other people to keep out their thoughts and their feelings. There's no need for you to have a certain temperature. There's no need for you to keep free and clear of certain situations where there's pollution, or because these are creating conditions for misery, not for joy. And so this is a firm determination in the mind. And again, it all comes back to meditation. It all comes back to the inner cultivation, refinement. If there is a pattern of thinking that is not serving your highest, you need to first identify it. You need to see how you have created these self-imposed limitations in order to blast through them, in order to transcend them, in order to lead a more fulfilling, wholesome existence here on earth. And this is our destiny. This is what all empaths, this is our true gift, is to be able to understand that everything is energy, and that what we absorb, what we allow to stick, is up to us. And we can absorb that pristine positivity that is constantly flowing through every pore of our body, and it's wanting us to take it all in, or we can choose not to. And so once you've overcome these assumptions and you start to expand in your thinking, it's going to liberate you from this idea that you need to stop absorbing negative energy in the first place. You're simply going to shift your whole way of thinking and being. You're going to reframe, you're going to realign, to reorient yourself with what is in your highest, with what is for your greatest good. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and have a beautiful rest of your day.